Listen, we're backstage right now. Me and Brooks right here, we're gonna be hosting the show. We got, I don't know, because I can't visually see him, but if you could see him, you know what I mean? Point him out.
We got Taylor Cuts in the back.
Yeah, we got Allison, we got Coldis.
Poppy working on his computer.
We got the Barber Plug's mom back there.
Coldis do too much sometimes. Can you believe that Jeezy called me this morning from the hotel and said, Brooks, what should I wear today? And I was like, I'm gonna wear the tan. I'm gonna wear this tan beanie. I'm gonna wear a lot of neutral tones, brown, tan. You know, I got some Jordan 3s on. And this man really had the audacity to show up in the same fit. He lied! Like, he compliments me for sure, but matching tee and all, I wish y'all could see the bottom half.
Didn't I tell you though I was gonna wear this tee though? Yesterday? I did.
I don't think so.
I want to say I did. And the thing about it is, when you're fashionably fashionable,
right,
you already know the colors that's in style. So he's lightweight the GOAT when it comes to styling.
We with the wave.
In the comment section or in the description, his Instagram is, you're gonna be able to see yourselves. Alright?
Something easy, man.
Something like that. Episode of the Barber Club, what was the one trimmer that I brought up that they did not have?
Oh, that's a good one. Who was really watching the episode?
You said you didn't watch the episode.
Did y'all watch Clipper Shop?
You said you didn't watch the episode. You doing all that? I watched yours. You doing all this?
I said I watched yours.
It was the Coke.
Yeah, I'm about to say I remember. Yeah.
Shout out to
Did anybody give him the tip?
Nah, I ain't getting no tip. Nah, I don't do that.
That's what's up.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Where you get your beats? HustleDreamProduction.
Alright, YouTube, so what you want to do before you start cutting, you want to lift the hair off the scalp by combing the hair with the grain of your client's pattern. Right here, my client is telling me basically about his cowlick in the front. As a client, that's a must do. All right, tell your barber about any cowlicks or any problems that you have in your head. That way it'll be easier for your barber to actually pay attention to what's going on. All right, so I'm just combing the hair through, lifting the hair off of the scalp. That way it's easier for the hair to feed into the teeth of the blades. Also, you want to make sure you brush the edges down and pay attention to how the edges grow. All right, how the edges grow is really important because that's going to dictate how you cut the hair. All right, not every time going up and down is the right motion. Sometimes brushing it backwards is the best way it's going to lay down. So my client, he wanted a 1.5 on the top. So right now I grab my 1 with the lever fully open and I'm going with the grain, not really going all the way through his edges because his edges, it goes a different way. So I stop right at the edges. I don't go all the way through. So I'm also making sure that I don't go anywhere near his cowlick area because I'm going to attack that, you know, by itself. So the angle that I took to take down that left side is not the angle that I'm going to take down this right side. So as you can see, the waves grow differently. So you want to be mindful of that when you're cutting his hair. As wavers, when we're trying to get a pattern, we don't brush the same as on our right side or our left side. It's all how, you know, we're building our waves and how we want it to flow. So the left side and the right side sometimes will not match. attacking this crown area, I went with a higher guard, all right, and I'm going around his cowlick area, basically just going into a swirl because that's the way his waves is going in. He wants to build that swirl around his crown, and you can't do that by cutting it too low. In this area, you need to keep it thicker so where he could build waves in that area. So working on the cowlick area, I like to brush it down just to see what it's doing, and then same thing as I do on the crown area, I use a bigger guard. I go one size higher and I try to cut with the grain of what his cowlick is doing. But I think as long as you keep a guard size higher, you'll be cool with attacking this area. Just don't bring it as low as everything else, because then you're going to create basically a hole or a light spot in the front of his head. So I wanted to show you guys the taper on his most difficult side first, the side that kind of grows backwards, like you got to kind of brush it backwards to be able to taper it. So right now I'm setting in my bald line using my Babyliss Low Pro trimmers. All right, so I'm basically just knocking off all the hairs on the cheek just to get everything nice and clean so I can set in my guidelines. Next, switching over to my Low Pro clippers with the lever fully open, I'm going up about a 1/2 inch, making sure I brush the hair back down the way it naturally lays. And the way it naturally lays is more at an angle towards his ear. Same thing, putting on the one guard now with the lever fully open. I'm still going in that slant angle, and I'm taking it down, going up about a 1/2 inch, going over it multiple times to ensure that it's at that length. So I'm not gonna worry about taking off the rest of the bulk at the top. I'm just going to work my way back down, because as wavers, we want to keep all of our waves as closest to the shoreline as possible. All right, so what I like to do is I like to stop at the 1 and then work my way back down. With the 0 guard fully closed, I'm flicking out that middle line, making sure that, you know, it's nice and clean. So I also like to come behind it with the lever open and just kind of detail as I go. Sometimes the lever close with the 0 guard doesn't take out everything you need, so I like to come behind it with the lever closed. With the lever fully closed, in a flick out motion, flick out that bottom line. All right, start below the line, flick to the line, and adjust your lever if you need to go up. So lastly, what you want to do is detail work. All right, this is the best part about getting a perfect blend, is doing detail work. All right, what I like to do is I like to refer to the mirror. The mirror shows you a different perspective on the blend than just seeing it head on, all right, with your natural eyes. Also, if you don't have a mirror, I like to rest my eyes, come back to the blend, and just, you know, use some corner work, do some corner work, use guards in areas, you know, where I set my guidelines, and just try to perfect the blend as much as possible. So to all my students out there, to all my beginners out there just starting to cut hair, don't stay so locked in with detailing and trying to perfect the blend that you don't move on, because sometimes when you put that line on it, you know, it just all blends in and it looks good. All right, so don't rely on just what it looks like now and you're just staying on that blend trying to perfect it, and you're just wasting time at this point. So make sure you get it as best as you can, but then move on. So as far as the back taper goes, I use the same exact steps. I'm going in with my Babyliss FX liners and basically setting in my bald line. Going back with my low pro clippers. With the lever open, I'm going up about a 1/2 inch, making sure I go over the guideline multiple times to ensure that it's at that length. Same thing with the one guard open, going up about a 1/2 inch, going over that guideline, making sure that I brush it down as I go. So right now, I'm just closing the lever on that one guard, softening up that middle line. That way it's easier to take it out with the next step. Now that that guideline is softened up, with the zero guard close and the flick out motion, flick out that middle line. Remember to start below the line and flick to the line. So like I said, whatever that zero guard close didn't take out, I like to come behind it with the lever open and just detail as I go. All right, get in those areas where I see bulk just to clean it up. Next, with the lever fully closed and a flick out motion, flick out that bottom line, start below the line, flick to the line, adjust your lever as you go up. So I'm going to bring down some of that bulk that's on top. So because I went and took the hair down to a 1.5, I'm going to take my one guard and close the lever and knock that bulk down right there at the occipital bone. Now it's just about detailing your work. Detailing is extremely important. Like I said, use the mirror, rest your eyes, come back to the blend, and just do corner work in areas where you see bulk. So I do prep the front line before I actually start cutting. What I did was I sprayed hairspray on my client's front line. That way it locks the hair down and the hair won't move as much when you trim it. So right now I start in the middle. You start in the middle because you don't want to start from one end all the way to the other, because the chances of your line leaning is greater. So make sure you start in the middle. That way you can gauge how much you need to take off on those other ends. So when it comes to lining up behind the ear, it's all about what's comfortable for you. I'm gonna be honest. There is no right or wrong way to line up behind the ear. I like to start where the line doesn't curve and it's just a straight line, so I could draw that, basically that round circle behind his ear. So I mean, if sometimes I start there, sometimes I don't. In this case, I didn't start there, but it's just all about what's comfortable for you. So when it comes to my enhancement mix, it's basically 50-50, all right? I use Kiss Express, 50% Kiss, 50% alcohol. So what the alcohol does is basically breaks it down to where it doesn't clunk up, all right? And plus you can use it for a long time. One tip that I can give when spraying enhancements is to spray at an angle. Don't spray directly on, because then it won't give you that fade effect. Always end your client off with a freehand trim, especially as a waiver. We like all of our hair to be laid down. So this just gives off a finished look. All right. So make sure you give your clients a freehand trim to knock off those straggly hairs that's on top. Not only am I a waiver, but let me tell you why they call me 360. When they sit in my chair, I spin them in a full 360, and they come out looking like
God did.
YouTube. This is the cut. And if you like it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. Also, HustleDreamProduction, that's my brother. He does all my beats. His YouTube channel will be linked in the description below. Make sure you guys go give him a follow. Also, if you want to know where you can find any tools that you've seen in this video, links will be in the description below. Otherwise, you guys can follow me on Instagram and TikTok. My TikTok is official360Jeezy and my Instagram is 360Jeezy. But it's your boy 360Jeezy, and I'm out of here.